Fast food, America, Bill Clinton, Sonic. I know what to make a video about now. Man, I should probably work on my creative process a little more. Sonic the Hedgehog and fast food. Two things that have come together pretty often, except for the time you'd expect it. There's been plenty of Sonic the Hedgehog fast food tie-ins throughout the Blue Dude's lifespan, so how about we go through all of them? No? Then why didn't you click on the video, you fat? My boyfriend's also going to be joining me for the video because I thought it'd be fun to have him help me with this video.
Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Thank you for watching my video. Yeah, I said my video because she stole the video from me.
Starting with the king himself, in 1993, UK Burger King would make a Sonic the Hedgehog line called Sega Zip Strips. These toys would come with whip cords that would make the toys spin. Sonic would come in a launcher, causing him to do a spin dash, Tails' tails would spin, Sonic on a capsule would open, and lastly, Dr. Robotnik would roll. That's pretty much it. These are solid enough toys to be honest, with the paint and sculpt of them all being pretty damn good outside of Tails. With him being this ugly ass brownish orange and his white fur being pink. But other than that, these toys are neat and a cool way to make Sonic the Hedgehog toys in fast food for the first time. To promote the release of Sonic the Hedgehog 3 in 1994, and to split its development, McDonald's would make Happy Meal toys based on the game. And along with the toys, in the US, McDonald's would even do a sweepstake where the winner could win a copy of Sonic the Hedgehog 3. The toys in the set were a Sonic that comes with the launcher that sends Sonic speeding, Knuckles spinning in a clown, Robotnik in his Eggmobile which winds up and avoids falling on edges, a Sonic rubber ball for under 3 kids, and Tails is supposed to spin in the air if you live in the US. Yeah, the Tails toy was causing a lot of issues clearly, as when going to other territories to avoid kids hurting themselves, the Tails toy was replaced with numerous versions. Canada and Puerto Rico would just get a Tails ball, not exclusive to under 3 meals, and when going overseas, the Tails toy would be reworked into a spinning top where his tails spin. In Japan, outright didn't include the Tails toy, instead reusing a Grimace toy that was used in a previous line. And speaking of Japan, they would make small changes to the Sonic and Robotnik toys, changing Sonic to have wider, more open eyes, and Robotnik being completely reworked to be based off of his Japanese Eggman design. This is a solid line though. While the gimmicks of the toys aren't really anything crazy, besides Tails trying to kill kids, but in terms of quality like paint and sculpt, they're pretty damn well made, besides Knuckles looking pretty damn goofy. And that wouldn't be it for Sonic and McDonald's in 1994. As a part of the Happy Train line, McDonald's would gather their 15 most popular lines in the past 10 years and put them on this train thingy, with Sonic, Tails, and Robotnik all being on a TV with a Genesis on top. What the fuck is a Carl's Jr.? Carl's Jr. in 1996 would add a Sonic the Hedgehog and Pals line to their Cool Combos for Kids meal, with these Sonic the Hedgehog mini viewer toys. Apparently these were supposed to tie into multiple games in the year like Sonic Schoolhouse, Sonic 3D Blast, Sonic the Hedgehog Game World, Sonic Blast, and the PC version of Sonic the Hedgehog CD. They mainly just showed stock pictures of Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Dr. Robotnik, with the character of the corresponding Viewmaster appearing in all 6 slides. Other than that though, it's a pretty standard Viewmaster with a Sonic sticker slapped on the side. In 1998, UK Burger King will return to the blue blur with another Sonic the Hedgehog line meant to promote Sonic R for the PC. While the Sonic, Tails, and Knuckles toys were all simple pullbacks with targets, pull back and they go hit the target, with Sonic's being a fully sculpted figure of Dr. Robotnik, and the other two get simple flat cutouts of a hover unit and Cluck from Sonic SatAM. The set also came with 2 Sonic and Eggman game toys. I don't know exactly what these are and their objective is, but they look like one of those cool little circle water toys from like the 2000s that are all dried up now. Neat line though, despite the pullback trend getting a little tired for this franchise. While we're nearing the US release of Sonic Adventure, Jack in the Box will make a line of Sonic toys to go along with their kids meal. And they would even sell Sega PC games that you could purchase with a meal for $2 or without for $6. With this, Sonic would of course be a part of the line. On the toy side, the first items we would get would be another Sonic pullback, with the bottom of the figure being a circle with a sticker of Sonic spinning feet plastered on. And the next figure would be a Knuckles figurine that looks, Jesus fucking Christ, this thing's horrifying. And in terms of games, they would both sell Sonic 3D Blast for the PC and the Sonic & Knuckles PC collection, both having these Jack in the Box logos slapped on their covers. A neat little line and probably decently cheap way to get some of these games, even for 1999 standards. I mean, come on, a game and a meal is a crazy combo.
And only 1 year later, Burger King was intending on switching back with a line of toys based off Sonic Adventure, but the set was cancelled with numerous pieces of concept art for toys being auctioned off on eBay, with seemingly all the toys being revealed. The first toy would have been Rip Roaring Robotnik, which was a spinning top Eggman toy with a Sonic cutout to hit. Somersaulting snowboarding Sonic would have been a bendy figure on a skateboard, oddly enough that rolled on wheels. Go Gamma Go would have just been a standard Gamma figure with a metallic gun and light up scope. Knuckles Goes for a Spin would have been a toy where Knuckles and Eggman both on spinning object spin. Yeah, kind of self-explanatory there. Twistin' Twirlin' Tails. Man, this line loves alliteration. Is a flocked figure with wheels on its stomach that can cause tails to spin. Frog Catching Cat is a tumbler toy of Big with a light-up fishing rod and Froggy. Next up is Noisy Amy, which is little known besides its unique iridescent fabric on the dress. Next up is Supersonic Sled, which is a sparkling toy with wheels to make the sled sparkle. Turbo Pop Tails would have been the first and to this day only piece of merchandise featuring the Tornado 2, if extremely inaccurate. This would have had a feature of a spinning propeller and a clip-on for a presumed Sonic accessory. And lastly in the line would have been Walk'em Sock'em Knuckles, a toy where Knuckles has 3 spinning arms on each side to create the illusion of him spinning his fists really fast. Overall, these toys seemed neat, not like they were crazy, but I appreciate them trying something other than your standard pullback. One last lap with classic Sonic though. Denny's would make a line of Sonic plushies based off Sonic Underground, with Sonic and Knuckles, weirdly enough, not Manic or Sonia, no, the one-off character. Although this was most likely done due to the fact that Knuckles was the second most popular character at the time, way more popular than Stoner Jaleel White or Girl Jaleel White. They're solid plushies though. They look relatively cute and have minor details from what I can tell, aside from Sonic's lack of a 4th finger. The only thing underground about these plushies though is Sonic's tiny ass medallion. It's just a great piece of felt in the shape of a medallion, but it looks very lazily added on. Cool enough plushies though that you could purchase alongside your Denny's Sonic Frontiers Grand Slam! That's what I call a tie-in. Oh, I'm about to make a name for my...
In 2003, to promote the release of Sonic Adventure DX, weirdly enough, Sonic will return to McDonald's in the Sega line of handheld games. For the most part, the line was Sonic themed, with II there for some reason, I guess. The games consisted of Sonic Speedway, being a pretty basic 3-lane game where you avoid other cars, Shadow Grinder, a game where the player jumps 15 rails to advance to the next level where the speed increases, and in Knuckles Soccer, you move left and right to block 10 soccer balls to advance a level where your speed increases. Next up is Sonic Action Game, which is an auto-scroller where you make Sonic jump 20 blocks in order to progress a level, with again, the speed increasing as you progress. And lastly would be Tails Sky Patrol LCD Edition. In this game, you must collect 30 rings to advance a level where the speed, again, increases. If you fail to collect 10 rings, you lose. These are cool games though. Sure, they're not definitely crazy action adventure games with fully fledged stories and fun platforming action, but they're okay, they're fine. They're neat handhelds to pull out whenever you're eating your Happy Meal, nothing special. And only a year later, Sega will return to McDonald's to promote Sonic Heroes and Billy Hatcher and the Giant Egg. As some of you may know, some of the games here were limited to certain territories and changed entirely to get a sports theme. And yes, this is the infamous line with the Pakistani commercial with
Shadow Basketball!
That looks like it was animated and modeled all by one guy. And just recently, speaking of this commercial, it seems there was more commercial footage discovered with an unused big animation, probably to avoid the nightmares this would cause. In the lineup, for the US, you would get a Knuckles Treasure Hunt, a game where you traverse a small area to gather emeralds while avoiding the roof and bottomless pit. Next up will be Sonic the Hedgehog Extreme Boarding, a basic lane switch game where you avoid obstacles and collect rings. Amy and Rouge Volleyball is a game where you play as Amy against Rouge, where you move and toss the volleyball back to Rouge. The first to miss loses. Big's Fishing is a simple game where you move your line up and down, pressing the fish button once a fish gets next to the line. Next up is Shadow Hockey, a game where Shadow shoots hockey pucks as E123 Omega tries to block the player, multiplying and getting faster as you get farther in the levels. I guess Shadow wasn't the only one cloned. Tails Sky Adventure is a game where Tails, in the tornado, shoots down enemy targets with 3 lives. And lastly, Cream Flower Catch makes you do just that. Catch flowers as they fall from 3 lanes. With this, there was also a special 2,500 piece limited silver release of Shadow Hockey. These were all the ones released here in the States, but as I said earlier, the games were either reskinned or changed depending on their region to fit a sports theme in 2005. Outside of Cream Flower Catch, that pretty much just stayed the same.
And Emmy Tennis.
This is just a reskin of Amy and Rouge Volleyball, but with tennis.
Goes baseball.
Knuckles catches baseballs tossed towards him by Sonic.
Shadow basketball.
Is sadly just a reskin of Shadow Hockey, where Shadow can either shoot 2 balls at once, or I'm just that motherfucking good.
Sonic skateboard.
Is a reskin of Sonic Extreme Boarding, where the game removes the farthest left and farthest right lane, along with giving the player lives. And the last of the bunch will be
Tails soccer.
a game where Tails blocks oncoming soccer balls from a child. Yes, it's soccer! And yet again at the Golden Arches, in 2006, to promote Sonic X in France, McDonald's released Sonic X school supplies toys, starting with the Sonic and Shadow spinning top pens, which doubles as pens and spinning tops. These are neat. I actually really like the paint and sculpt on these. These are really cute. This Sonic pencil thing, which also measures centimeters as you roll it, a Sonic pencil case with a Chaos Emerald keychain, and lastly, a Sonic and Shadow tape measurer, which looks special. Overall, this is a solid line of school supplies, but the paint and sculpting on some of these just look so fucking goofy. Like, especially that tape measure. That's weird.
UK and Australia wouldn't be left out of the hype either, as in 2007 they got their own Sonic X line of items, which were Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and Shadow launchers, which shot paper discs of the character. I like the way they look too. They're pretty cool.
And to say goodbye to the Golden Arches for a bit, Europe will get their own line of Sonic X merchandise as well, called the Sonic Spinner Collection, with all toys having a gimmick of Sonic doing a spin attack of sorts. This would feature the Sonic Flying Disc with a little Sonic in the middle, and it's just adorable, look at him. The Sonic Spinner was a flat glowing disc that would spin once launched, pitifully at that. Next up is the Sonic Will, which is a wind-up toy that rolls forward. And lastly is the Sonic Speed Glow, which was another Sonic launcher toy, but with the ability to go straight. I guess Sonic really is homophobic. And we wouldn't see another Sonic and fast food chain again for years, until the 2012 line with Red Rooster. Alright, what the fuck is a Red Rooster? In their time with the Sonic the Hedgehog license though, you could purchase a set of items with or without meals. These items consisted of a Sonic, Tails, and Amy 3D cups, which are non-spill with bendy straws, an expandable flyer, which is just a plastic disc that changes shape whilst in the air, a pencil case, bouncy ball, and a set of memory game cards. A pretty standard set of items with Sonic branding on them, but hey, they're cool. Bringing back some old collaborators, Carl's Jr. will return to the Sonic franchise in 2015 to promote Sonic Boom Fire and Ice, before the game got delayed to 2016 and ended up being an anniversary game. With this though, the promotion ended up getting 4 toys: a Splat Ball, which is just a generic bouncy ball, a Sonic figurine, a communicator with a secret compartment for all your secret items, and an entire fucking board game. It's unknown to me exactly how you play this thing, but it's crazy that this is an item in a literal fucking kids meal you buy for like $5.
In June 2018, to promote nothing, Sonic would get a Subway promotion in their Fresh Fit for Kids line. These toys were mainly meant to create an animation illusions with these gear-based items that all require assembly. The first toy in the line is Sonic Optical, which once you assembled, you can mind control someone with Sonic the Hedgehog. A Sonic decoder set, which will come with a sheet of messages you must decode like wingdings using the decoder, which spins an old-ass Sonic render on top. Mind you, every set comes with this decoder bar that has unique messages on each sheet. Next is the motion card, which is a spinning lenticular card that shows images of Sonic. And lastly is the Sonic Zootrope, which creates an illusion of the Sonic Force sprite. Once you get all the toys too, you can connect them together and make one giant illusion festival. A pretty cool set, honestly, and the collect them all aspect is super cool. She wrote that, I didn't. I think these are so fucking
And in 2019, to promote Sonic Dash, Arby's would make their own line of Sonic the Hedgehog toys. Funnily enough, the Arby's social media on multiple occasions has made tweets regarding the release of Sonic games, but their line of Sonic the Hedgehog items aren't really thing to write home about, as they're just character tokens with Sonic stock renders stickered on that could roll up. In this line, you could also gain 50 Red Star rings in Sonic Dash by downloading the app around the time of this promotion. Nothing really crazy, but just an alright set of figures. To celebrate the launch of the Sonic the Hedgehog film in 2020, Jack in the Box will return to the franchise to promote the film with their hashtag #SonicLovesTinyTaco. Alright, man. Along with this, they'd launch a mobile game browser akin to Sonic Dash where Sonic eats tiny tacos. And at the Sonic the Hedgehog Family Day event on January 25th, a Jack in the Box mascot would appear with a food truck that was selling tiny tacos. You know, I cannot see this guy without realizing how big of a menace he is in those commercials.
And hey, if I'm saying something that's not true, do something about it.
With this, oddly enough, Jack in the Box would get no mention or even a cameo in the film itself. Instead, Paramount would go with Olive Garden, who did not a damn thing for this movie. While the world was still in pandemic though, Arby's thought it would be a great idea to swing back with another Sonic the Hedgehog line of items, but with these being paper crafts and activity sheets you could download at home. As a person who has made these paper crafts, I can say they're quite neat. They look a little funny and the lack of Knuckles is kind of weird, but a good way to Uber your Arby's at home and get a little toy at the same time. Still in the midst of lockdown, in July, someone thought it'd be a great idea for Akira Sushi to promote the Sonic the Hedgehog brand. In the promotion, whilst diners ate, after 5 plates you could watch a Sonic the Hedgehog Kira episode as you ate. And after 15 plates, you could win a randomized prize like a lanyard, one of 4 badge reels, and one of 5 tapes. After the first part of the collaboration, a second part was announced where diners who spent $60 will receive Sonic-themed chopsticks from September to October. This was a neat collab and a cool way to do something for maybe older fans. You know, sushi is cool, a little game aspect to it is neat. And since this little Sonic episode was exclusive to Akira Sushi, you're probably never gonna see this thing again if you missed the event. There is some cam footage I'm sure you can find on YouTube, but something literally direct from the thing would be nice to release, you know, almost 5 years later.
In spin dashing back to an old friend, McDonald's will make a line based off Sonic the Hedgehog 2, the movie. In most territories, we would get these pullback toys of Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, and the giant Eggman robot, and a surprise toy of Super Sonic. They were all placed in action poses on unique bases, like Sonic would get a peel out in the lightning base, and Tails would get the snowboarding and cloud bases, and Knuckles would get a snowboarding and lightning toy in the US. In international markets, they would get another exclusive toy for Tails and Knuckles. Tails gets a lightning base, and Knuckles gets a cloud base. The giant Eggman robot stopping on a base of trees, and Super Sonic on a cloud base. And in certain territories, to reduce pollution, McDonald's offered cardboard mazes for the Sonic the Hedgehog film that even reached the US if the stores ran out of toys. And in Australia, Ultimate Sonic the Hedgehog 2 prize bundle where you could win a Nintendo Switch and a copy of Sonic Colors Ultimate.
And in the comparison, the main line got Burger King. Damn, this shit's sad. This would be a line of Sonic the Hedgehog fidget toys with things like a Sonic basket game, a Dr. Eggman fidget spinner, a Sonic Poppet, a Tails toy where a barrel rolls through a ring, a Shadow the Hedgehog fidget spinner, and an Amy Rose maze cube. Overall, I find these toys fine. I'm not a big fidget toy gal, so not really my thing, but I'm sure if there's someone out there, they'll enjoy these things. And in Europe and the UK, there was the Sonic the Hedgehog line of Happy Meal toys. In this line, these toys would be little racers based off the extreme gears from Sonic Riders, weirdly enough. Nothing to do with Sonic Superstars. I assume this deal went through before the game was either announced or even finished, so they're just like, fuck you, let's just get some modern Sonic toys in here just to pair with the new game coming out. These were assembled toys with printed cards placed on the bases with wheels and a little Sonic character on top. Along with this, there was a Sonic Superstars mobile game. This was basically just a puzzle game where you collect the rings throughout Sonic Superstars inspired zones.
Funnily enough, and totally not added in post, the UK and Asia would get their own set of Sonic McDonald's items this time, around with them getting 5 waves of toys every week from December 28th to January 31st. The first week consisting of the hoverboards, the second consisting of a Sonic and Knuckles mosaic posters, the third consisting of an Amy hoverboard and a Sonic Tower Challenge, the fourth week consisting of a Tails and Knuckles Tower Challenge, and the fifth week consisting of a Sonic and Amy and Sonic and Tails Puzzle Racer.
And in the current year, 2024, Brazilian Burger King would get their own line of Sonic figurines. These are all just poorly painted figurines of Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Eggman, Shadow, and Amy, but they're pretty cute. Like, I find these things absolutely adorable looking, even despite their paint flaws. And that's it! Most of the Sonic the Hedgehog fast food tie-ins. Yeah, believe it or not, I missed a few things here or there, mainly stuff that's international or small and not on any wiki. But this is all the stuff that matters, and the video will probably be outdated in like 3 months. As I'm sure most can guess, the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 film will probably, wink wink, have its own line of toys for the movie releasing in December. And I'm sure there will be more to come. And a huge thanks to my boyfriend for joining me on this video and helping me make it.
I was gonna make it eventually, but you know, you got it, you had it. It's all good. I'm still mad that you stole the video from me though. Can I just get some compensation?
If you want to see more from him, there's even a Sonic Funko Pop video on his channel that I edited. The link will be in the description. Anyways, hope you enjoy. Thanks for watching. Bye bye now.
And spin dashing back to an old friend. Oh, damn, she really wrote that corny ass line.